Hi, I'm Brian Russell. Welcome back to class. I want to talk briefly about the use of commentaries and scholarly articles in inductive Bible study. Now, you use scholarly resources only in the interpretation phase. Again, survey should be your work alone as you work in the text to divide it up into main units and subunits and to describe the structure that connects those units together. Once you get into interpretation, remember that in inductive Bible study, the primary determinant for meaning is going to be your contextual work in the immediate context, at segment level, and at book level. You want to think about those three levels of context. So you want to focus and spend most of your time on the immediate context. Then you can look at the broader segment and then the broader book as a whole. Again, you'll fill in your interpretation at that point by asking yourself, what else would I need to know to be able to fill out my interpretation? That may involve then some word studies, and you should look at the video on how to do a word study. If you're working in the Gospels, how to use a synoptic parallel Bible for inductive Bible study, you can check out the video on that. Perhaps you need to look up some historical background information in a Bible dictionary. And again, you can always look at the sheet that covers suggestions for improving your work in detailed observation and analysis for other sources of evidence. After you've done all that, you should begin to synthesize and summarize your work. And at that point, you want to check it against the work of scholars in their commentaries, and you can also look up specific articles on your passage using, say, Asbury Scholar to find, again, scholarly articles from refereed journals. Now, when you use commentaries, you want to use modern scholarly commentaries. So you're not going to use a study Bible. You're not going to use Matthew Henry's commentary or even John Wesley's notes. Those are good from a historical perspective in terms of seeing the way that the church has read Scripture. But what we want to make sure is that you're using two modern commentaries. That's important because you want to learn to use the best resources, not simply the free things that you can find on the internet. So you want to make a commitment to excellence. Now, how do you use a commentary? A good scholarly commentary may have dozens, if not 50 or 60 pages on the text that you're interested in. So what you should be thinking would be, what parts of my passage am I feeling fuzzy about that maybe needs some clarification? So you want to skim through the whole thing, because what you're looking for at the commentary is, how did I do? Does the commentary essentially affirm my findings? Does it nuance my findings? In other words, does it actually clarify or fill in gaps in my interpretation? And then also I'm going to look for areas where my findings disagree with the commentary, and then you can assess it. So the bulk of your work should still be running it through the determinants of meaning, but do save, say, out of a 6-hour or 8-hour interpretation, maybe 45 minutes to spot check your work against commentaries and record that. You can look at the samples that we have in the class, in the course center, look at my work and note that most of my work isn't my interaction with commentaries. But you do want to spot check. Again, you're looking for, how does the commentary confirm your own interpretation? How does it challenge your interpretation? And perhaps you might decide you want to change something in your interpretation. You don't go back and fix it. You note in your consultation with commentaries how you might change your interpretation, or how does it nuance your interpretation, and then write a final summary that brings together all of your own work along with your dialogue with commentaries to then summarize clearly and succinctly, but substantively and specifically, the key learnings that emerged out of your study for the text. Again, if you have other questions, let me know. It's my privilege to serve you, and I look forward to receiving and reviewing your excellent work.